Inflation's come down pretty amazingly since the middle of 2022. Inflation numbers were 8 and 9 and 10%, depending on the country. And we're now broadly operating in a world of about 2.75% to 3.5% inflation, which is certainly still too high, and victory cannot yet be declared, but it is a lot of improvement. And I think that should be flagged at a minimum. In all likelihood, it is a more difficult or at least slow journey from here toward normal inflation. And really for a number of reasons. One is just in a soft landing scenario, which we think is the most likely, just harder for inflation to come down without a helping hand from weaker wages and higher unemployment and diminished corporate pricing power and that sort of thing. We can see that goods inflation is already fully cooperating, but service inflation is proving a little bit sticky, and it's going to take some time to right that. We can see that inflation expectations have come off their peak, but they do seem to be getting a little bit stuck in the 3% range, which again makes it a bit harder to restore inflation to normal. Inflation expectations are often destiny when it comes to this sort of thing. And so that is a more difficult and maybe jumpy journey downward from here. All the same, we are still, I would say, cautious optimists. We still think there is some room for inflation to come down. We can see the breadth of inflation narrowing in a very helpful way. We can see that shelter inflation has been coming down and plausibly, given some of the lags involved, can come down somewhat further. And so I think the takeaway here is we can expect inflation to decline. There are certainly risks to that, and oil prices are a risk, and transportation costs through the Red Sea are a risk. And so there are absolutely upside risks to this, but in all likelihood, we can see some improvement. It will unlikely be fast. We may not make our way all the way to 2% in the next year, but we think some further improvement is possible.